If I decide I don't like peanut butter and you love peanut butter and you think it's fucking crazy that I don't like peanut butter, tough shit. Get fucked. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, listen, when the stands do come, just don't come for me, guys.
Pause.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the coastline of Connecticut and welcome to the Shorecast with your host, Apathy.
For as long as I can remember in my career, people like to try to draw comparisons with any white rapper and Eminem.
Of course.
Which is psychotic.
Yep.
That's insanity. Eminem is an island. He is his own category. There's no comparison. There's no figuring anything out. Like, I mean, that was because you got to understand, we were putting out records prior to Eminem being out. Like, we were making records right around the time where M popped. Right? So independently. And we already had this whole scene because I came from that same scene as Eminem. You guys got to understand that. Like, the whole fat beat scene and back in the day in the 90s, in the mid to late 90s, there was a big music scene. It was an independent music scene because all of us were watching our favorite rappers, all of these amazing artists, you know, all the legendary artists who we loved, the Nas's, the Wu-Tang clans, the Biggies, the Souls of Mischiefs, the Snoop Dogg's and Dre's. We're watching all them and we wish we could do that. So we didn't wait to get signed. We just started making independent music. We started having vinyl pressed up, all of that, right? And we would be in cyphers. There was this whole big movement. There was a scene going on around the Fat Beats era, when Fat Beats, the record store in New York, was selling independent vinyl. So we would go to cyphers. We would go to places in New York like the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. There would be things like, you know, Rap Olympics, big rap battles and show-off stuff and just really cool stuff, right? And Eminem was in those same circles. Because what I was doing, I was around guys, you know, at the New Eurekan Lounge like Punchline, Wordsworth, AL Skills, all these different guys, you know, and people, you know, the Most Defs were out there and all these people who were in these ciphers. We would see cannabis in ciphers at a lot of these places. And it was just hyper focused and fixated on being the nastiest MC you could possibly be. You know, you go down to Fat Beats in New York, you see Percy P out front, who's one of the most legendary MCs. There'll be some event in the show. There's old footage of Kanye being at those events, all these different things. It was a very focused, serious hip-hop movement for making the culture doper and us wanting to be MCs, us wanting to be on. Eminem was a part of that. When you watch 8 Mile and he's at all those events and he's rolling with his boys, that's what it was like in every city and every area where we were all trying to get on. And Eminem was at these events. The first time I heard of him is because all my friends, you know, I'm trying to remember exactly who it was, but it was guys like Wordsworth, who's my homie, AL Skills, all these dudes, Wise Guy and Gaston, Punchline, Thurston Howell III, all these MCs, I would hear about Eminem through these other people. People like, yo, you heard this white kid is nasty. And no matter how much there wasn't competition between us back in the day, when you're a white MC, prior to Eminem blowing up, it was a lot tougher to gain acceptance, right?
Right.
Because Eminem was the one who broke the seal. Because prior to that, when I would be out in ciphers in the early 90s, right? I'd be out in New York in ciphers. People like, oh, Beastie Boys, Vanilla Ice, you know, all these different things. So Eminem broke the seal of being taken serious as a lyricist if you're a white MC. There was a whole bunch of people in the scene who were exceptional MCs, you know, all the Ill Bill and you know, Paz and you know, I'm going to miss 5,000 white MCs, you know what I mean? Slug and Evidence from Dilated, Necro, and all these MCs who were underground killer MCs who were elite, but it took M blowing up on a massive, insane level for white MCs to have that type of recognition.
Well, let's take it back then, because you said everything, as you came up, the comparison was a white rapper to Eminem all the time, right?
Right.
We know the reason why. the reason is because he is so great, and there's no doubt denying that.
Right.
He's extremely great, and people want to compare greatness to anybody else, and that's the number one greatness when they consider a white rapper per se, right?
Right.
Eminem.
Yeah, that makes sense. It for sure makes sense, and I know why.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I know why, because they're trying to gauge it. That's their barometer.
Yes.
But
yes.
it was just it was cool because it gave some validity, but it was also frustrating because I know when I got signed to Atlantic, Interscope first flew me out to LA before I even got signed, and Interscope flew me out there because I know they were either two things, right? They were either looking for the next Eminem, or they wanted to sign me and shelf me and move me out the way so there would be no competition. And I'm not saying I ever would have been competition for Eminem. It's not in me to
Hold
make.
up. They did that? Record companies did that?
Absolutely, they would sign somebody who was perceived as a threat or as just somebody. They'd just be following suit. They would sign them and shelf them. They would sign them and never put out their stuff, you know?
God, that's foul shit.
Yeah. It's part of the game, man. Part of the game. Interscope Records flew me and Self out to LA because there was a guy who was working there named Jason, right? Jason flew us out there based off of some of our independent stuff that he heard us doing. And we were supposed to meet up with Jimmy Iovine, and Jimmy was at Eminem's Cleaning Out My Closet video. So Eminem had already popped by this point, right? That we were getting flown out there. And Eminem was just the biggest thing in the world at that point. So Interscope Records flew us out. It didn't end up working out with Interscope. Probably thank God that it didn't. And then Atlantic Records wanted to sign me. But everybody was looking for that next Eminem. They wanted hits. They signed me, wanted me to generate hits. Hi, my name is that. You know what I mean? They wanted me to do a hit that was like a funny, crazy thing. And that's just not in me, right? Because Eminem, when I first heard Eminem, I think I first heard Just Don't Give a Fuck. Because you got to realize the internet was not as powerful as it is, right?
Of course.
The internet was limited, guys, back then. Yeah, the internet was much smaller. You didn't have access to everything. Every song wasn't on the internet. Even when you had the LimeWires and the Napsters, this might have been, I'm not sure. Somebody's going to have to write in the comments if this was pre-Napster. But you just didn't have access to everything that you have now. So if Eminem had freestyles or Eminem had all these demo songs out, they weren't available. Like you couldn't find them. But what would spread is the stuff that was out there. So first thing I heard was Just Don't Give a Fuck, right? And that was exciting. And I remember the cassette tape for that. The cassette tape for that had a kind of low quality picture of him just standing there, super baggy jeans and all that. And I think his hair was dark brown at that point. But I was like, damn, this kid is nice. He's dope. I was a big fan. Loved hearing Eminem, right? And maybe I'm wrong, but I want to say maybe Any Man was the next time that I heard him, or maybe that's too big of a jump. I'm having a hard time remembering it, to be honest. But when I heard off the Sound Bomb and 2 soundtrack, Eminem's song produced by the Beat Miners, Any Man, I just put my hand on my head like that and was like, this dude is fucking nice. Loved Eminem, right? His album comes out. And then I started hearing a couple other things like Bad Meets Good and all, Bad Meets Evil and all that, and super dope. Eminem's super dope. And I also heard about him battling. I heard him about doing the Rap Olympics, being down with everybody, being at these events, killing shit on the battle scene. And then the album comes out, the Slim Shady LP.
Was that with Hi, my name is? I hated that.
You hated that? I like that record.
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I like that record a little bit. I thought it was fun. It got old quick, but I bumped that record. I like the beat too. That
was kind of like Pop Goes the Weasel.
Love that record too, bro. I love that record too. I don't even care. I love Pop Goes the Weasel. Third Base was murdering it. Shout out to Search. Shout out to Pete Nice, man.
What up, guys?
Yeah. But that was that. Hi, My Name Is was a huge record at the time, especially the beat. And we had shows, somebody throws on the vinyl, you freestyle to the beat, killing it, doing your own interpretation. But I bought the CD, and this is around the same time where everything is just fire. Pete Rock, Soul Survivor is out. The Lyricist Lounge had been out for a little while.
What year was this? 99?
97. Like it was like
97?
around like 97, 98. But so maybe Eminem's joint came out right before Pete Rock, but it all felt like the same time to me, right?
Okay.
I remember having like a CD. I remember having a big stack of CDs, having The Roots, Things Fall Apart, Black Star, Eminem. So I think Slim Shady LP did come out before those, like months before those. But it was all around the same time. These headphones are killing me. But it was all around the same time. And the thing is that I love the lyricism, but I almost expected, because of the way Eminem started, that there was going to be a little more hardcore hip hop. Right? I thought that it was gonna, there'd be, and I got it because he had a massive hit. He was with Dre. He was doing big things. This guy's out of here, bro. Right? This guy's out. He's in the stratosphere now. But I thought that there would be like some joints for me. You know what I'm saying? I thought there would be some joints on there, some stuff that I would vibe to, because I felt like Eminem was from that same ilk, And it was never, it didn't hit. Like Guilty Conscience was dope. Remember the Guilty Conscience video?
No.
You don't remember that video? It was like 3 different stories about how like it's like having a devil and an angel on your shoulder, and it's like the dude in the trailer, he catches his girl cheating, the other dude, it's crazy. The boom 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 doom 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 doom. Oh, it was dope, man. So dope. It was him and Dre going back and forth.
I'm trying to remember it, man, but I could tell you I was not an Eminem fan.
Right. Okay.
I know a few songs.
Fair enough. So it was a dope record. It was a really, really cleverly written, and the beat was absolutely fire. But other than that, I just kept waiting for M to have that moment where he was going to have those hip hop moments. And I was like, well, maybe he's just warming up, right? He just got with Dre. And I was like, all right, maybe things will start to get more serious and he'll get situated and sit in the pocket. By the way, I don't want to hear fucking people coming at me. This is just my opinion. These are all my opinions. You can't argue my opinion. You can't tell me to not like a certain food or to like a certain food. I don't give a fuck what you think. This is my opinion. I respect if you're like, Eminem's the greatest, every song he does is the most platinum fire, 10 out of 10. Good for you. I love that for you.
If someone says that, they're tripping, I don't think every song is fire anyway.
But that's the point. I mean, the point is that if
share your opinion, preach it, brother, preach.
Right. If you got your opinion, God bless you. I love that for you. That's so exciting. That's so happy that you love that much. I love that for you. So anyway, back to this, because I know they're gonna go after that, right?
After you.
So anyway, but I kept waiting, man, and it didn't really happen. Like he had Just Don't Give a Fuck. Any Man was the top from the Sound Bombing 2 soundtrack. That was the illest. Guilty Conscience was dope. He had his record on there, Brain Damage, which was pretty dope. He had Bad Meets Evil with Royce, which was fire. And he had these records, but it just didn't end up happening. And then the next, I don't know what happened, but the next Eminem album came out, and it even doubled down. Like, what was that next Eminem album? What was the records on that? What was the second one? Was that I'm trying to think. Was
that the Marshall Mathers LP? Was that his?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was the Marshall Mathers LP.
If that is correct, the one that I did like that was dope off of that was Bitch Please 2. That one was dope.
Who's on? That's with
Exhibit, Dre, Snoop.
The Marshall Mathers LP.
That
right
was?
Here. Yeah. So who's on this? Sticky Fingers is on this, and RBX. That's ill. Oh yeah, Bitch Please 2. Eminem, Dre, Snoop, Exhibit, Nate Dogg. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
What was the hit off that?
The Bitch Please 2. I mean, that's one I remember that I like and I listened to. It was dope. Right.
The Way I Am whatever you say I am. Where he freaked the
I never liked that.
Right, the real Slim Shady.
What was that? That I Am What I Am? That reminded me of the Popeye.
No, it's Rakim, I'm the R, the A to the K I am. And if I wouldn't, then why would I say I am?
Oh, that was from where he took it from?
Yeah, he was flipping that. Which was dope. I thought that was clever. I like that because it was the Rakim thing. I'm a hip hop.
Well, I remember back in the day, Popeye had I Am What I Am, I Am What I Am. That's what they reminded me of, Popeye and shit.
Right. I mean, that is Popeye, but that's, he was going for the Rakim.
Well, it sounded like Popeye to me.
The Rakim. He was going on the Rakim perspective.
All right.
But so, and I think that's the thing. So, he did that LP and then the Marshall Mathers LP, and it had some joints too. He was the grimy little cover, and I just kept. Here's the thing: I was never hating on M. Like there was a lot of people who want you as a white rapper to be like, yeah, fuck Eminem, I'll smoke him, bro. I'm nicer than Eminem. I didn't even have any friends who felt like that. My friends who were white MCs, because I know all of us white MCs, we all know each other. We didn't have that. I don't know anybody who had that feeling. Like, fuck Eminem, bro. I'll take him down. I'm better than him. I'm jealous and I'm blah, blah, blah. Nobody felt like that. I didn't know anybody. We were all like, all right, bet. Eminem's blowing the fuck up. And then Eminem would come around and do these freestyles that would blow your brain apart. You hear these freestyles and you're like, God damn, he fucking murdered that shit. But then he'd drop an album and there'd be some like, wibbity bip bop ba doo ba doo ba doo. And I'm like, yo, wibbity bip bop. Wibbity boo bop, slip your throat. And I was just like,
it was crazy shit.
I was like, yo, this is nuts. Like, this is not for me.
But the pressure must have come onto you because a lot of the comparisons to Eminem throughout your whole career.
Not the pressure, just annoyances. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, leave me alone. I'm not M. I'm not even in the same category.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference, too, is that there's people like, I like Apathy better than Eminem. Bro, that's not comparing apples and oranges. That's apples and refrigerators. Like, it's totally different. Like, we're not even in the same world. You know what I'm saying? That's like trying to compare Johnny Cash to J. Rue the Damager. They're just two different worlds.
Or me to Gordon Ramsay, because I'm not no Gordon Ramsay.
Aldo's food reviews, y'all. They're going to have to peep it. We'll talk about that for sure.
They have to understand what that means.
Right, we got to bring them up to speed. Yo, we should get you to fist fight Gordon Ramsay.
He'd get his ass beat for the first time.
Damn. So at any rate, Eminem is on another plane with making hits. Eminem is brilliant with showmanship, with marketing, with making monster, mega record hits, right? That was never me. And that was never my issue. But I think my issue was, as a fan of him, me being like, yo, I like this guy. He's dope. I'm proud of where he came from, because he came from the same circles that we all came from. He came from he was like the lottery winner, bro. He was Charlie Bucket. He got to go to Willy Wonka's factory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's the one who won it. He got the golden ticket. Because we were all battling in those joints. We were all trying to come up. We were all broke, getting kicked out and evicted and sleeping on couches. That was how it was. We were all sleeping on each other's couches. You know what I'm saying? Going to events, going to Rocksteady Crew anniversary. We was putting out these records, handing out people, 12-inch vinyl, handing out stickers, promo stickers, all these things. All that, writing each other's contacts and names on the back of a notebook like that. I still got notebooks from 1996 with people's contact information on it.
That's dope.
So, the one thing that I always wanted to hear from Eminem was a no holds barred real hip hop album. And that never came for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it got frustrating too, because by the time he's on like album 3, 4, 5, I'm like, all right, bro, you got more money than God. I know you're a hip hop I know you're a real hip hop head, because you're wearing a fucking Organized Confusion shirt. You're shouting out fucking Yag Fu Front and
Redman. He calls Redman the #1 greatest.
Eminem is, every molecule of Eminem is true hip hop. Let's make no fucking mistake about it. Eminem is adept. He's elite and he's adept.
Let me make it clear. Eminem is a legend, without a doubt. I agree.
Right, and that's not even up for debate on any level, right?
Not for debate.
But what I'm just saying, and this is selfish too. This is me saying, because somebody could go, yo, what the fuck do you know? You don't sell records like that, and you don't do the same thing. But what I wanted selfishly as a fan was, I want to hear a fucking Eminem album produced by Alchemist, DJ Premier, Pete Rock, and for him to get these, I want to hear a fucking Eminem produced by Premiere with Pharoah Monch on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And M is clever enough to where that wouldn't just sound like some boom bappity underground. No, he would make it crazy. He would make it fucking crazy. And I waited for that moment, and I always wanted that moment, and that moment never came.
Well, when I noticed him stand out was as he was a Future on other people's stuff. So like on Jay-Z's Renegade, that song was dope. Jay-Z's verse was dope, and Eminem's was as well. So as a whole, that song, top notch. I love it.
Well, that's kind of the Cannabis effect too, because I loved hearing Cannabis feature on stuff.
Oh, right.
And then I heard the albums, and there wasn't a lot for me there. There was a couple records, you know. Cannabis is elite too. He's an elite MC. And but that's the thing. I hear the features and I'm like, yeah. And here's the thing. You got to understand. And I want you guys to understand something, because people on the internet have it very fucked up nowadays.
Of
okay?
course. Yep.
I am a person, right? This is me. I am entitled to my own opinion. If I don't like something, that's fucking okay. You don't have to lose your mind about it. If I decide I don't like peanut butter and you love peanut butter and you think it's fucking crazy that I don't like peanut butter, tough shit. Get fucked. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, listen, when the stands do come, just don't come for me, guys.
Pause.
I'm just saying, I'm not the one, yo.
Right.
Don't come at me.
But the thing is, my opinions are my opinions, totally.
They will slam you for your opinions if you're not a fan of Eminem.
Right. And I am a fan of Eminem. I got genuine love for Eminem. And that guy is true blue, hardcore, real hip hop.
Agree.
But I've always wanted to hear, and like I said, that's a selfish thing, man. Can you imagine what those records would sound like? And this dude's got so much money, man. He's got more money than God. But the other records, when I heard a lot of the crazy shit, right? I just can't get with it, man. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the beat selection, and he's got his own formula. He's got his way, his make beats, but goddamn, I can't listen to those records, man. I just can't. I can't listen to that stuff.
I agree. There's probably a list I have a list here, in fact, 6 songs that I particularly like by Eminem. Some of them are more recent. His recent song off his new album, I think, is dope. That is The Death of Slim Shady. He has Fuel,
okay,
which is featuring JID. That song is actually dope.
Wait, is one of those the records that kind of sounds like what was that? This looks like Good Job for Me. Remember how he just came out? The Abracadabra. I don't mind that joint.
Abracadabra wasn't bad. Yeah,
it's a pop hit. It's a pop record. I don't view it as
that one wasn't bad. That actually was okay, but what's on my playlist is Fuel.
Okay.
Which is featuring JID. That's dope.
I'm gonna listen to it when we sign off.
I think you'll like that one.
Okay.
Dead Wrong with the big Born Again.
Oh yeah, that doesn't count as Eminem. No, that's not his song.
That's why I say features, but that's why features. I like them in features.
Bro,
so,
hold on. Let's stop right there. Let's talk about Dead Wrong.
Okay.
Eminem put his fucking foot in the ass of that song and broke it off. That is Eminem's song. I love Big. And also it's not fair to Big because it was a posthumous creation, right? Eminem fucking murdered that song. Eminem produced that?
I heard he produced that album.
I don't know about that.
We got to look that up.
I got to look that up right now.
I think he did. He produced Born Again.
But I'll tell you what, he produced Dead Wrong?
Either Born Again or Dead Wrong. He had something to do with that album.
Let me see. Eminem, Dead, and people already probably know this answer at home.
I'm sure they do.
But that song right there, yo, another thing too, what I always thought about is I always selfishly say, like, I'll hear a song and I'm like, damn, I wish this guy rapped on this. I wish Dead Wrong was an Eminem solo song.
That shit was dope.
Like, Big kills it too. Relax and take notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but M comes in and Chucky Thompson. It's produced by Chucky Thompson, legendary producer.
All right.
So, but God, bro, Eminem just that's one of the points too. Like, if I had an album full of joints from Eminem that sounded like Dead Wrong, I'm putting the posters on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting his poster on the wall because that's the sound. Dead Wrong was so incredible. That was a haymaker from Eminem.
Yep.
So,
99.
Right. What else you got on your list?
Renegade with Jay-Z. That was dope, right?
I didn't like that beat. That was my problem with that.
Back then it was, but it grew on me, and you listen to it now, you respect it.
His verse, he murders the verse.
Yeah,
but I can't.
How about Forget About Dre again? I know he only did the hook, right? Whatever. As one of his songs a few years ago.
Yeah, but he wrote that shit too.
He did?
Yeah, he wrote. Eminem
so it wasn't
that.
bad. Rap God. I like Rap God. What was that, like 7 minutes long of him?
Can't do it.
Got me feeling like a rap god.
Can't do it, bro.
It wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad.
Can't do it, bro.
But that's it. That's my list of Eminem jams that I like.
Yeah, man.
And they were all mostly features.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's crazy. It's the features. See, I didn't know that would count because I wrote the Eminem songs I like.
Yeah.
I didn't know the features were going to count because I would have said Dead Wrong too. The Rap God, I just could not get into. But that's at a point where, here's the thing too. We could have these opinions. They mean nothing. They are these opinions.
Forgotten about them.
These opinions are molecules on the back of a flea that is on the back of a dog, right? Dust molecules.
Nothing.
That's what these opinions mean. I'm very well aware of my place in things.
Yeah.
But yo, he's dope, man. Eminem is absolutely an elite, incredible MC, but I just can't, bro. I don't drive around listening to Eminem albums.
No, not at all.
No, it's not, and that's my personal taste. I'm alone in my car. You can't say shit to me. I don't drive around listening to Eminem albums. But somebody needs to put Eminem, the song Any Man, up on streaming. Whoever's responsible for that shit, please put Any Man up on the internet for streaming easier, because I'm tired of going to YouTube to listen.
I wish I could remember the song some years ago that I heard that was by Eminem, and somebody was like, yo, this is some of his early stuff, and he was rapping dope. I was like, yo, he's dope. It was none of that squeaky voice stuff. It was really, really dope. He was rapping bars.
My guilty pleasure is Without Me, the one that I was saying. This looks like a job for me. That's my guilty pleasure Eminem song. Like, that's the joint that I like, that I know is a pop hit. Yeah. A lot of people think it's corny, but I like that shit. I don't know what it was about that song. I'm back. Oh man, I loved how because I remember the first time hearing it, I saw the video and he was in the superhero suit. And I was like, this dude's a fool, man. I love this. And he was going off and he's rapping and he was doing his cadences and his flows and the hook and everything. I was like, this is fucking great. This is brilliant.
Wasn't he wearing the same outfit in the new song Abracadabra?
Yeah, the Abracadabra, I think, is an homage to his own.
The death of Slim Shady, obviously.
Yeah. It almost, that was my problem with Abracadabra, is it was too on the nose. It was like, this is a distinct homage to Without Me. Mm-hmm. That was, because at first when I heard it, the nostalgia in me bumped in, the nostalgia bumped up, and I was like, oh, damn, this is dope. But then after a few lessons, I'm like, this is too on the nose.
It's not on your playlist in the car?
No, absolutely not on my playlist in the car. But I'll tell you what, today, when I was getting ready for this podcast, I was driving around listening to the first M album. It brought back dope memories of that time period. Like, I haven't listened to it for a really, really, really long time. And it brought back dope memories of the raucous era, of the independent hip hop era, of when all that was really bubbling. And it brought back that pride of seeing Eminem, somebody from our circles, get through the gates.
Well, let me ask you something. We've gotten older, so we're no longer 25 years old riding around listening to dope music, right?
Right.
We appreciate music nowadays that we didn't like back then.
Yep.
Has your perspective changed on Eminem? At least, I don't know, some music that you didn't like, but you like now?
Bro, listen.
Or no?
My perspective hasn't changed on listening to the music. But for me, when I see Eminem, this is going to be sacrilegious. It's almost like seeing Michael Jackson. Like, when I was a kid, Michael Jackson is so famous and so elite and so on a high level, he doesn't even seem real to me.
Yeah.
Eminem's like that to me. He's just such a star. I just view him as a star. And what I mean about that, I don't mean on a high level, like I'm like, oh, like I would fan out or get starstruck. I'm just like, yo, I only see him on the TV. I only see that perspective. Yeah. So it doesn't feel real to me in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just seems like he's fucking out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when it comes to Michael Jackson, let's just keep it real. I'm going to pass out. I was a big fan. Shout out to Michael Jackson. He's the greatest, man.
Yo,
you mentioned his name.
MJ's the greatest. Kind of crazy when there are white rappers who feel the need to proclaim that they're the best white rapper. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Just rap. Just make your songs, because out of everybody I know, whether it's Slain, whether it's Everlast and Search, the Legends, whether it's Paz, whether it's Ill Bill, whether it's Necro, whether it's all these white MCs. I know so many white MCs, bro. I know from East Coast to West Coast, cool with everybody. We all know each other. There's no need to proclaim that you have the white crown. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, yeah, I'm the best since Eminem. It doesn't have to happen. You just do your thing. You just put out your records. Your fans will fuck with you. And even if you say you personally proclaim that you are you don't get a reward for saying that. Right. No one else just quits making music. Nope. So there's no prize for proclaiming yourself the best white rapper.
Well, I can tell you that I saw a survey on Instagram that was asking for the best rapper in the list in order. And in that list, I saw number 1 was Eminem.
Right.
Number 4 was my man Apathy. Yo.
Yeah, that was a very underground. Yeah. Shout out to Weekly Rap Gods. That was user submitted. It's just the people who pulled up and put the names up. And those lists are just ridiculous. It's fun. It's fun for a sec. And I'm honored that my fans pulled up and put my name up.
Word up.
Or just whoever put my name up. But I'm honored that they did that. But those lists are just silly. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing, too.
Still,
all the lists.
You're still on the same hand as Eminem.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you for saying that.
So you're the same hand as Eminem.
But, Esoteric, all these guys who are legendary MCs, we never really felt the need to, try to assert some white dominance about being a white guy who raps. I think it was just unnecessary, and we all know each other, man. Even guys like rappers like Virtuoso, and all these guys, all these white MCs who are out, Slug and man, I'm bringing it back with Slug. Yeah, Slug and all these guys, man. Shout out Slug, Atmosphere, legendary, mega legendary MCs. Just nobody felt the need to say those things. So I think that's a silly thing to do the greatest white rapper list. It doesn't really make any sense.
Well, I know someone who sold probably the second most in Eminem, right? But his name doesn't get mentioned at all. And you know who that is, right? Vanilla Ice. I don't hear his name on the list of anything. Yeah,
Vanilla Ice was considered like more of a pop thing. And it was very popular in those days because of, Tribe dissing him, Third Base dissing,
was Hammer dissing him? Everybody was dissing him.
Everybody was dissing him.
And Living Color was dissing him.
Right.
That was pretty funny.
It was low-hanging fruit. Listen, here's the thing. That song, the Ice Ice Baby song, I have so many friends who thought that the beat was dope. I did too. I'm not gonna lie. Hands bro.
Up. 19. Right. What was that? 91, 90?
91. Right. Yeah.
Doom 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 doom.
Yeah. That one record. I couldn't tell you another Vanilla Ice record except for the
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtle.
Go Ninja.
Go Ninja. Right, yo. Vanilla Ice. Yeah. But he looks like I've never met the dude in my life. I've never spoken with him. I've never talked to him.
Van Winkle.
Robert Van Winkle. He looks like a nice dude, man. He's like I see him cool on these projects. Yeah, he seems like a super nice person.
Yeah,
he seems chill.
He seems like he'll grab my bags and bring them to my room for me.
I think people's perception just looked like People's perception was that he was a wannabe or outside. I don't know his history I don't know his history to judge that. I didn't grow up with the guy. You could tell Eminem. His history is thorough from how it's been documented, from the stories, from the 8 Mile movie. His history is cemented, right? Yeah. By the way, this is historical. Like I don't give a shit if what anybody thinks about my account of this. This is just how things were. You know what though? You know what's interesting? Talking about 8 Mile. When that takes place, I think that takes place in it's supposed to take place in 95, right? Because Shook Ones is already out. Shook Ones 2 is already out in the show, and it was 95, 96. The reason I love the movie 8 Mile, and I haven't seen it in fucking 20 years or however the fuck long it came out. I haven't seen it since it first came out. But the reason, what I loved about that is it showed what was going on with a lot of us at that point. That was the grind for a lot of us. We were broke. We were so hungry to go to every live event, every battle. Yep. That was life at that point. We were obsessed with that. We hustled and swindled and tried everything we could. But that was a dark time too, man. 96, and that's what I'm just realizing. And 96 was a really tough time in life because first of all, I was just becoming a teenager. I'm turning into a grown man. So I'm 16, 17. From 96 to 97, I'm turning 18. And then hip-hop took a change, too. Things started getting a little bit darker in hip-hop because things were kind of happy-go-lucky. Everything had fly samples, really obvious, vibey samples. Then things started to get darker. People started to get hit with sample suits, so people started to strip back the samples. And everybody who was putting out music, even Mobb Deep stuff, got a little bit darker and grimier. The stuff that the Boot Camp Clique was doing when they were dropping with OGC and all that, everything started to sound a little bit darker. And then my life got darker too. I was getting to the point where I was getting out of the house, trying to always go to hip hop events. So I was always broke. I didn't have a job at that point. I'm 16 years old. And it was a really tough, gnarly time, and even prior to that, I dropped out of high school in 95. Right. So, and my point of saying all that was, it was really dope seeing all that represented in 8 Mile. I dropped out of high school in 95 because I wanted to go to fucking New York more and be in those cyphers, which ended up working. I'm going to talk about the whole Apathy Demigods history. I'm going to have Open Mike come on the podcast with me. But, that was a crazy time period. And to see that represented like that was really dope and thorough. I don't know what your experience was like because you're a year older than me. Yeah, right. And I don't know what your experience was like in 96, but I think 96, 97 was just a really fucking weird time, especially for the music.
Well, for me, 96, I think 96 is defined by the release of Jay-Z's first album. As you know, Jay-Z.
That was 96.
That's
Reasonable
96.
Doubt. Yeah, Reasonable Doubt was 96.
I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, so that kind of defined 96. I just got a job at Mohegan Sun Casino. They just opened up October 12th.
What were you doing there? What was your first job there?
Security.
Okay. That's not a bad job to have, though. There.
Security.
Were you security? Were you security driving around in the vehicles, or were you like standing with those blue jackets?
I had the blue jacket. My cousin had the SUV. He crashed one back then too.
Word.
Straight up. Jason Mayo. Shout out Jason Mayo. He crashed the SUV at Mohegan Sun.
What happened? Where did he crash it at?
He was fucking around and crashed the SUV outside. Rolled it because
Let
everyone
me tell
was
the
talking
fans
about it.
this. That Mohegan Sun Casino, I used to do traffic. Like I would do traffic control. Like I'd have to put out cones and like wave the wands and wear these. They had dope Helly Hansen suits though.
Yo, that's funny.
Mohegan Sun had the Helly Hansen
I
suits, the
remember
red and black.
Yes, yeah, the brightest shit.
Yeah, so I would be out there, but here's what was dope. I would always be in the SUV, the Jeep Cherokee.
That's
right?
when he crashed, the Jeep Cherokee.
Oh yeah, so I had a Jeep Cherokee, but it didn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't white with the light bar. It was
That's
just
what
the
his
Jeep
was.
Cherokee.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry, it did have a yellow light bar.
Oh,
it did.
shit.
And so what happened with me was I would sit there and I would just do nothing. I'd park on top of one of the garages with beats. That is how I wrote all of my shit. That's how I wrote the Smackdown and Ain't Nothing Nice. And I was driving to New York at that time when I worked at the casino, driving to New York City to record with Self. And we recorded all those old 12 inches, that old boom bap, Smackdown, all the Bronx Science shit. But I wrote it in a fucking, I remember I'd have a mini disc player. And I would put remember the tape attachments where you got to put the tape in?
And then it plugged in? Yes.
Right, so I would put that shit in,
Yep.
and I'd be sitting there writing the beats, and they'd call me on the radio, and they'd be like, what's your 20? And I'm like, I'm driving around property. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny.
Yo, but I drive around too, and it would be funny because you'd be in the parking garage at least once a week. You see somebody getting their dick sucked in the car, in the parking garage. You'd be like, oh shit. You'd be like, beep, beep. Like, see their heads pop up and shit. You know what I mean?
So you basically won a jackpot at Mohegan Sun. They paid for this.
They paid for the Apathy creation, bro.
jackpot.
Shout out to Mohegan Sun. They helped him create the Apathy career. You know?
They fired my ass. They didn't give me shit.
Word?
Fired
What'd you get
me.
fired for?
I don't even know. I just got fired. I walked in one day. You're fired, Mr. Mayo. What? You can kiss my black ass. And they banned me.
Damn. You know what was a dope? You know what was
I got a phone. Yep.
You know what was a dope memory was me and Blackistan. We got permission because we started being down with the Mohegan Sun. Shout out to my homie Cody at the Mohegan Sun who got me into mad shows and shit. But Blackistan and I shot a video called Casino Royale on the fucking gaming floor. We had horrible tuxes. We had like cheap rent-a-tuxes on. That's when I was still shaving my head bald too because I thought I was balding. So a fucking barber told me that my hair was balding. He's like, yo, your hair's going bald, bro. And I'm like, oh shit. So I started shaving it. It wasn't true though. But so anyway, but we shot that video for Casino Royale in Mohegan Sun Casino on the gaming floor. They shut down like a table, like a dealer table for us and all that. We're walking through filming. People are like, what the fuck?
Well, that's back in the day too when you couldn't have cameras on the gaming floor,
Right.
remember?
Yeah, right.
Big no-no.
Right.
Now, you
Now
can do what
nobody
you
gives
want.
a fuck. They
Nope.
don't care.
Nope.
Yeah, the Mohegan Sun was dope, man. I had a lot of good. You know what else I saw at Mohegan Sun?
What's that?
Wu-Tang Clan perform.
What? Where?
Yeah. This was before Marina was born, so this must have been like fucking 2014, maybe right around then.
Where, in the arena?
Yeah, in the fucking arena, bro. Damn. And they were doing everything. They did like Wu Gambinos. They were doing album cuts. They were just fucking killing it. And it was one of the best times of my life, man. It was, and that's crazy to say because at this point, you know, I was like fucking, was I like 35? I'd seen it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd been to all these different shows, but man, I was getting goosebumps. And you know what was dope is we were in a massive arena, right? This is why I think Wu-Tang's one of the best musical groups of all time ever, right? Like up there, we're talking Beatles, Led Zeppelin, whoever the fuck else, Metallica, whatever names you want to throw in the pot, what's the greatest musical groups, Wu-Tang is up there. And I'll tell you why, what my case is for the Wu-Tang shit. We went to this fucking arena, right? I'm watching this and I'm seeing white people, black people, Asians, Indian people. I'm seeing people who are teenagers. I'm seeing people who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, all vibing out to Wu-Tang. Literally, I'm not embellishing. All of these different groups. It was the most universal fucking thing I've ever seen. And here's the illest part. Wu-Tang wasn't like, yo, we got a song called Party Time, it's party dance time. They were fucking doing the most grimy underground 18 bars, 4 bars, 6.5 bars, no hook, fucking Triumph type shit. And they were fucking the biggest thing in the world. They did it on their terms. They had samples that went off beat and fucked up with the loops, and they still would go platinum. Damn. These guys did it on their terms. They didn't sell out. They didn't polish their sound. They didn't make pop hits. They didn't make dance hits. And their logo is as recognizable as fucking the Apple logo or McDonald's.
Listen, I remember 1997 standing in the line in Norwich at Strawberries to get the album. That's how dope.
Wu-Tang Forever.
That there was a line.
Yeah.
A line for an album.
I remember that Strawberries too. That was in the Norrichtown Mall, right?
No, that was the one on the west side.
Okay, the one I used to go there all the time because I worked at that Enterprise Rent-A-Car
Which
right
is next
to
door.
it.
Yeah. So
damn.
Think about that. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
But what album? I can't recall any other album in my time where I had to stand in the line to wait to get it. I can't think of any other one.
I can't think of anything either, man. I can't think of anything. And that album was like that. You know what was dope about that was I had dropped out of high school, right? And I was painting with my father. And we were painting an old folks home, right? We were painting the exterior of an old folks home. And I knew it was dropping that day. And I was like, Dad, we got to go to the store. And, you know, I was working, so I was gathering up whatever money I could. I was like, Wu-Tang is dropping today. He knew that was a big deal. My father, rest in peace to my father, he was the fucking greatest, man. He knew what that meant. And he's like, let's go, come on, let's go, boom. Because, you know, I don't want it to sell out. Yo, I bought the cassette, because I still had a cassette player and a CD player too. I had a CD boombox in the room, and I wanted the higher quality. And it was, remember, it was the, what are they called? Where Exhibit had one, like the special disc, where it had enhanced CD-ROM.
Oh, yes.
Remember that shit? They would do that, enhanced CD-ROM.
Which was for what? What the fuck was that for?
I don't
never used it.
You put it in the computer and you like some shit would pop up, or like maybe a video would pop up.
I've never used an advanced CD-ROM.
Because I remember Exhibit had one of those too. Shout out my brother Exhibit. For 40 days and 40 nights. But so I think Loud was the first ones, because I think there was a Mobb Deep one too. Damn. I think Mobb was on the cutting edge of that. Oh, bro, we're playing with fire right now. We're going off the rails. I don't even know what the time is now.
Shit.
Oh, it's all good. I can see the timer on that. So anyway, but my dad brought me there, and I bought those. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I bought the cassette, and I remember that whole summer I had a Walkman on, because having a Discman, it ate up the batteries too much in the old ass CD Discmans, and it was just too cumbersome. You know what I'm saying? So I had the fucking Walkman, and I remember listening to like For Heaven's Sake, and there was a lot of skips. There was a lot of joints I didn't fuck with on Wu-Tang Forever. But goddamn, like For Heaven's Sake and just those, oh, there's so many great memories. I remember painting and power washing and doing all that, listening to Wu-Tang Forever in my head. That was so dope, bro.
Well, since we're on the topic of Wu-Tang, we both know that their album's coming out soon too. You hear about that?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Not for me, bro. Not for me. No disrespect to, although I can't disrespect the Wu. I love the. I should fucking join the bazillions of people. I should get a little Wu-Tang logo tatted on me.
Tatted on you?
Yeah.
The new album.
I love Wu-Tang is just part of my DNA at this point. They're so important to my life and you know to everything I've ever listened to. But the new hey, not everything's for everybody, bro.
Well, we're different. I heard the song. I like it. We both heard it. We both heard it. And I was like, yep, it's in my playlist.
Yeah, and I was like, no, absolutely not.
I think it's dope.
There was so many things I didn't like about it. I was just like, First of all, like I'm the one thing is, I know this is a dumb thing, but I just like they've already done that tempo so much. The boom, 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 boom. They're like Wallow's comfortable chocolate front. Like I love when they did that. You know what I'm saying? Like they did it with Gravel Pit and all these things, and you know, Protect Your Neck too. But I don't know, man. Just the record.
I think for me, I just don't like the fact that Method Man doesn't swear anymore.
I don't even notice that.
Yeah,
I don't even notice
so it's
that. Like, I like when Method Man would do more. Like Method Man's bars they're dope, right? Method Man's bars out. He's a true MC. But I like when he did more stylized shit. Maybe he was higher back in the day, where he'd be like Ninja Zone, coming for your dome, Terror Dome, Mad Max stuff. He would just say crazy shit. I like that meth.
Well, what I noticed is him and Will Smith had just reversed roles, because Will's swearing on record and Method Man's not.
Back in the Will's day, cursing. I don't want to hear Will Smith curse.
Will is cursing. He's
That's
saying the
wild,
F word. I was
bro.
like, mind blown.
I don't want to hear Will
on
Smith
record.
curse, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are these records or just freestyles?
These are records. I heard him. He freestyle swearing too, but on his new songs, he's like, oh, the F word and stuff. But on some songs I've heard, his new album, which I'm not fond of. I'm a big Will Smith fan, but this new album, shit.
Will Smith is a huge part of my childhood, man, with DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Shout out Jazzy Jeff, too. One of the greatest DJs of all time.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Is he number one?
He might be up there. I think I had him. I think I had a list a few years ago. They had some little fun list about like what's your favorite shit. I had to think about it. And besides Premier, because I think Premier is the dopest scratch DJ of all time. Just Premier is like a machine, bro. He's a mechanical, incredible machine. But Jazzy Jeff is just one of the freshest DJs. He's got to be probably my number one spot for DJs who I see rock parties and do things and cut and blend. He's elite, man. Jazzy Jeff is really elite.
He's I guess he'd be on the Mount Rushmore of DJs.
Yeah, absolutely, easily, fucking
right?
Easily.
Yeah,
absolutely. But that first Fresh Prince album meant the Fresh Prince of Jazzy
all
Jeff.
Of us.
Yeah, meant the world. Dope. It was just fun too, man.
Amazing.
That's when hip hop was fucking fun. The samples they used were incredible. But that was just a lot of fun at that point. It's when you could still have fun listening to hip hop.
You didn't have to be leaning against the wall, looking mean, bugging people. You know, that was an era where everybody was dancing.
You know, it's funny because I played my kids. Well, I try to play my kids fun hip hop too. And I started playing them Biz Markie. I love Biz.
Boogers.
Bro, I could tear up talking about Biz right now, man. I got the Biz Funko Pop right in the booth. And
Nobody beats the Biz. Nobody beats the Biz. Yo, that shit was dope. I love Biz.
So great, man. So just one of the best artists of all
We
time.
grew up in the best era, man.
Easily. Absolutely easily. Without question. There's no debate about that.
We did.
No fucking debate about that.
We got lucky.
Even just the way we digested music, we valued it more. It was harder to get. It meant more. You didn't have instant access to whatever, and you got bored with it for 3 seconds. Those songs rocked with you for years and years and years, consistently. Sometimes you bought a single, you had to listen to that fucking song for the summer. You had like 6 or 7 things to listen to, man.
I remember buying Busta Rhymes' Wu Ha single. I must have played the shit out of that.
That single, if you had the right one, it had a lot of remixes.
It did.
On it. Okay.
It had the full remixes.
The maxi single, bro.
Yes, with the remixes, the instrumental, the radio edit, everything.
The JD mix, Dilla's mix, and all those, man. That was it the one that had the ODB remix too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I played that one too. I like the ODB remix.
Yep. That's when maxi singles where the remixes were
They
fire.
were.
Totally different beat, a lot of times different verses and shit like that. That was elite.
with the energy of Busta and ODB, yo, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
I bet you people out there don't even know that. They're gonna have to research this and be like, oh, what are they talking about?
Yeah, go on YouTube, man.
Yo.
Go on YouTube. There's a video for that too.
There is a music
They're wilding
video
out
for
with
it.
those crazy outfits on.
And then the lights are going crazy and shit.
Yeah.
We know that. We know our hip hop.
You know who started that whole crazy outfit shit? Well, no, that's not true. I can't say that. No, Missy Elliott was a huge proponent of that wild ass outfit shit. But no, I think Busta Rhymes predated that.
Yeah. But you know, when I think of Busta Rhymes and Missy Elliott, I think of the fish lens, the fisheye lens.
Yeah.
Because most of the videos
Like
were
Hype Williams shit. Wasn't that
That's
all
what it
Hype
was.
Williams
Yes,
style?
the fisheye lens and talking fast and your lips all to the front of the camera. They were like way up, rapping close. That was what they did. That's what I always think about.
You know what's the funniest thing talking about crazy outfits too is if you go back, and this is before my time, right? Like early 80s, the rappers back then, how they would dress like rock stars. They would like wear big spike things, they wear shoulder pads. And
when we see that today, we be it was okay. But when we see that today, we'd be like, what is he wearing?
Yeah,
right? It's funny.
It's crazy.
It's changed.
But it was just super cool because that's what a star looked like in those days.
Like when you see this new rapper, his name's Lil Uzi Vert. Oh, he's like really weird, but he wears all that weird shit that was cool back in
that
88.
shit's corny to me, bro. He looks crazy.
Crazy
all that
as
stuff.
shit.
I don't know. I don't understand.
Devil worshiping, crazy stuff. I can't.
He put a diamond in his head.
I don't have words for it, man.
Yeah, I can't get with it. There's a lot of the stuff
here.
I can't get with, man.
Me neither, man.
It's you know what I just think it is? It's just drug culture, man. It's kids.
Sure
These
is.
kids, they just seem all fucked up on that shit. But man, I'll tell you something. I love doing this podcast. I love talking about hip hop. I love doing
Word
deep
up.
dives. The Shorecast, man. This is my partner right here. This is my brother Al Mayo.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here, my brother.
I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited for this podcast and to talk my hip hop shit. I'm gonna get into a lot of the stories, get into the weeds on the stories, and we've just started, man. We got mad guests lined up too.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, we got to start.
It's gonna be
recording.
dope. The fact of the matter is, we have great conversations. We're talking about everything. We're just real.
Right.
Straight up real.
Yep, absolutely. It's always going to be the raw and uncut, man. You're always going to hear the raw and uncut.
I'm always keeping it real to real, son.
Right, real to real. That's a great album too. Grand Poobah. Right.
Real to real.
We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.